Goodbye, cave. Oh, son of a bitch. You son of a Good morning.
Of course it'll be good. It's Chad, you cow. Let Chad work.
Nice. Let's do it. Yeah? Did you find?
This little engine guy over there on the white part of the rock, like this.
Where?
It's just like this.
But no, that's how they're supposed to be.
That's amazing. Makes you just a little more
Heightened.
awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're perfect. That's
Yeah. So amazing. So amazing. Oh my God. Love it.
I don't remember here.
Yeah. That's the climbing.
Ah, that's true. I remember climbing. Oops.
Hey neighbors. A lot of extra lentils. Oh my gosh, we're trying to dump all our food. Have a good night.
Thank you. Enjoy the sky. Oh, look at these flowers. So cute. Sorry.
On our final night in the cave, we celebrated by roasting some marshmallows, when out of nowhere, you could hear the river drastically change from a steady stream to full-on river. It was so odd because it wasn't raining and you could see all the stars. And I experienced firsthand this strange phenomenon in the Utah desert, where it will rain miles away and create flash floods everywhere. I quickly got up to assess the situation and was shocked to see that the river was now about 10 feet wider than before. These are the moments that often catch tourists off guard, as flash floods can start miles away and reach you within minutes.
Oh, the water's coming.
Since I was hammock camping, the only two trees in the whole area happened to be situated about 20 feet from the river, and I debated whether I should move into the cave or not.
So we made it back from our hike, and then all of a sudden it sounded like someone turned the faucet on. The river is coming up really high right now, so it means it's raining miles away. But I'm way too freaked out to be camping next to the river tonight. It's going down a little bit now, so I guess I can kind of gauge it. Nah, I'm bringing everything up tonight. If I heard this in the middle now, I'd be tripping balls. Sitting in a hammock next to a river that sounded like this. We all tripped out because we were like, what is that sound? Is it raining? Yeah, so we could walk completely out around that rock before, and now the water's all the way up to here. Here's where the edge of the water is, and here's my hammock. Woo. Here's my hammock there. Okay. What's happening here?
I'm trying to find my headlamp and I
I found.
I think I'm gonna change the batteries.
Yeah.
I think this is not good for a long time because it's so like weak.
Yeah.
I don't think that we have Chad. Oh no, yes. It's 3. Don't laugh at me.
Oh yeah.
Much better. Didn't know that worked like this. That's super powerful.
Yeah.
It's because my batteries wasn't good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's why you always put new batteries in before you do something like this.
I didn't.
Because now you got to carry those dead batteries out.
Fuck. What I eat for breakfast? I spend all my day eating, then I can't remember what I eat today.
Oh, you had the egg.
Oh my god! I have the egg with the bread.
Yeah.
That's smashed with the smashed bread.
Yeah.
With my eggs and cheese.
Oh, it's dripping.
Woo!
Dripping.
I lost the best part.
Yeah.
And then I made a crepioca.
Yeah, crapioca.
Crepioca, it was almost like a pão de queijo. It was really good, the crepioca with cheese. Was
Isn't it
really good.
tapioca?
No, with eggs.
It's
If I blend the tapioca and the eggs and the cheese, I did a crepioca.
so it just makes you right after.
No, I didn't today.
Ready? No. Ah, it's almost so soft.
I want to get it crispy.
I'm gonna leave you.
Celebrating, eating some marshmallows.
Oh, God.
Do you want?
Not yet.
No.
Good way to end the night. Thanks to BioLite.
Come on, Fox, say cachaça. Cachaça. Cachaça.
Okay. So one dessert I have to promote. The Backpackers Pantry creme brulee. This stuff is the best dessert ever. Wellington? 1 to 10.
Oh, 10.
Yeah? Olivia, what do you think? 10. 10? Johan? 7?
French.
Well, he's French.
No, I can.
Your opinion?
No, for the place, for right here, 10.
But I'm gonna eat everything right now.
Scramble?
Luxury! Luxo. Isso é luxo.
Okay, to save carrying stuff out, because we got to hike up a huge hill today, I basically mixed all my breakfast and lunches together into one pot of number 2 chaos. Biscuits and gravy, ramen noodles, mashed potatoes, salami and cheese, and southwestern chili.
God damn, Jimmy.
Oh, man. With a little bit of sriracha. That's sriracha.
As molequinha. Vai pra cima um pouquinho. Ai, mais um pouquinho. Eu tô tremendo. Tô tremendo. Acho que ficou legal.
Lose any weight down here?
No.
What is the opposite?
Crazy how the backpack is just as full without the food, huh?
Mine now is more organized.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, for sure.
Much better.
Much better. So, are you sad that this is our last day here?
I didn't want to go today.
I know.
I still one more day.
Spend all your day. Nice.
One more day here.
Well, we'll come back soon.
It's so hard to get here. Not soon. It's not gonna be soon.
Super soon. Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Hora de deixar a casinha. Todo mundo pronto. Últimos preparativos. Tá aí. Bora montar na mochila e partir.
Vem cá.
Ai, vamos lá no sol.
Fica aqui, ó. Vamos. Quero fazer assim, ó.
Junto contigo?
Uhum.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ai, tô caindo.
Goodbye, cave. You of a bitch. Goodbye, cave.
Bye.
Bye. Bye bye. It's a nice day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this was the moment I was regretting most, the climb out of Crack in the Wall. We would first have to hike 2 miles downriver, then walk up a 30-degree incline in deep sand for about 50 yards. After that, it was another 75 yards up the mountain with no shade whatsoever. Then we would have to use rope to pull all 8 backpacks up Crack in the Wall. And finally, a 1.5 mile hike through the blazing hot desert to make it back to the parking lot. Now going down Crack in the Wall, piece of cake, but going back out pushed the limits of everyone in the group, and in hindsight, I will never attempt this route ever again.
Okay. All right. Now we're to the sand dune that we came down. It is so steep. Look at this shit. Woo! Oh, this is hardcore, and we haven't even gotten to the big one yet. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, we made it up. How you feeling, Olivia? Good? How you feeling, yo? Good? Awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna take 2 minutes and we'll run down and save Eleni. I gotta unload some of Eleni's pack. I know she's hurting right now. So I'm gonna go get her.
Eleni had sprained her ankle on the first day, so I ran down to help her with her backpack for the final push.
Definitivamente a coisa mais difícil que eu já fiz em toda a minha vida era chegar em algum lugar. Foi tão desconfortável. Tão desconfortável. Ai, a perna tá queimando.
Yeah. Here. Bottle of juice for you. Just take all the breaks you need to. Take all the breaks.
Thank you.
You're almost there.
Ai,
Proud of you. Here you go, buddy.
Second hardest thing we've ever done together.
Yeah. Got it. Almost there.
Go grab that pack.
Yeah. I know. Come on. Put your back down. I got it. You're good.
oh my God.
You got it.
I'm so comfortable. Oh my God.
Yep. Almost there.
I can't think.
I know. Just rest your brain a second. Just getting your heart rate back to normal.
Oh my God, Chad. So uncomfortable. I'm dizzy.
Yeah.
Ay.
So just walk up super slow and get in the shade up there. Wow. How much weight? How much weight have you lost?
Once I got Eleni's backpack up the mountain, I ran down a second time to help Polly and Wellington, who had the heaviest backpacks of the group.
Okay. I'll run down the mountain one more time. I can do it. I can do it. Wellington! Polly! Got it, buddy. Got it. Nice and slow. Take a bunch of breaks if you need to. Are you having fun? You're almost there, buddy. Just go around that corner and then it's pretty much flat the rest of the way.
Why did I bring it to ukulele?
Because we wanted to hear music, bro.
Oh my God, BioLite is so bad.
Oh, brother. Almost there, Polly. Last hill.
Your second time?
Yeah.
You're a trooper. Is she all right?
Yeah.
She'll be okay?
Yeah.
All right.
She's hating life for the next 30 minutes.
That's,
She'll be good.
have a good trip.
You too, guys.
Next was the agonizing task of hauling all 8 backpacks up one by one up the 60-foot cliff. Another tedious task to endure as all of us were running low on fumes.
Woo! Ay.
Good job.
When I woke up this morning, this is all I could think about all day.
Ah.
I'm so glad I'm done with this. Nice! That was the last. Nice work, everybody!
Blackbird fly, blackbird into the night, and a blackbird fly. Blackbird. Quero comer muito da noite, não é comida desidratada. I was sitting there. Laying down there on top of the
Look what you was laying on.
my bed.
My God!
Hi.
Ai, que dor.
Cador, Ju. Cador.
I need a shadow.
You see the car from
You need another beer, Seth? Where's the beer? I want a beer.
inside my glasses.
Yeah. Nah, it's okay.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
We don't need to.
The
Yeah.
salt. They turn white.
Our final challenge of the trip was the grueling 1.5 mile trek back to the car. Now I know it was just 1.5 miles, but after climbing up those sand dunes 3 times, I was never so happy to see those cars. After 3 trips into Coyote Gulch, you can safely assume why I love sharing this place with other people. There's something magical happening in this place, and I can't wait to go back on another adventure.
I didn't want to stop. Those shoes feel great to go on the sand. Goddamn, surround sound.
Sorry for the guy that's gonna be sleeping below me, man. Bam!
Bam!
Actually, heat rises, man.
Yeah.
Nobody under me start farting.